Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to get on here and do a video response or do Carolyn's Crafting with Wine. She's having a challenge over on her channel. It's called #CraftingHappens. And really all you have to do is answer these 15 questions, do a video and answer these 15 questions. And I've been wanting to get this done for quite some time, and I just haven't had a chance to get on here and do it. But while my light is still going outside a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and make this video. I didn't put makeup on or anything like that because I'm just kind of crafting and cleaning house and cooking. We're having a barbecue tomorrow, so I'm bouncing back and forth in between those two. So disregard my appearance. My hair is, you know, a hot mess. It's really short these days, and so I kind of have it pulled back, so if it kind of falls down during the middle of this video, disregard. So anyway, I wanted to get on here and answer these 15 questions, and so that's what we're going to do, okay? I don't know why I always look over to this side instead of to this side. I guess it's because I'm so used to not being my face on camera that I'm just kind of down here, you know, messing with my hands and stuff. But you see that right there is a big giant pocket letter my sister sent me, as well as behind that is a pocket letter my sister sent me at Valentine's Day. Anywho, we will go ahead and get started. So the first question is name and how long have you been doing YouTube? My name is Sue Stark. My YouTube name is The Messy Mom's Life, and I have been doing YouTube videos since November of 2016. So not very long at all. How long have you been crafting is question number 2, and the answer to that is forever. As long as I can remember, I've been crafting. Whenever I was smaller, the very first thing I can remember doing craft-wise is embroidering. My grandma used to pick up these patterns, printed patterns, and we used to embroider them. And sometimes we made pot holders, and sometimes it was pictures to go in a frame. Sometimes it was things on baby blankets. That's the very first project I can remember doing, is embroidering with my grandmother. How long, or no, I already answered that. Question number 3 is, what did you first start crafting and why? I already answered that in question number 2. But it was embroidering. I mean, that's the very first thing, and the reason why I did that is because my grandma told me to. That's how it started. She's like, you need to do something to, instead of just sitting around here watching TV or whatever. And so she picked up a couple of these things, I believe at a yard sale, and that's how it started. And then later on in years, as I got older, it became scrapbooking after that. Me and my grandma used to scrapbook every Friday evening, even after I was grown. What do you craft now? I craft everything, really. I really started, when I started my YouTube channel, I was really doing DIYs and my house, things that were going on into my house, my meal planning, things like that. And then I started watching more and more YouTube videos, and I kind of got back into paper crafting. Paper crafting is my favorite. Many of you guys know that I stopped paper crafting per se after my grandma had passed away. I just couldn't bring myself to scrapbook anymore after that. And I actually got rid of all of my scrapbooking stuff and all of my tools, all my accessories, and I really wish I wouldn't have done that, because now I wish I had some of the awesome tools that I had back then, because, you know, I had collected for years and years and years and years, and then she passed away and I kind of stopped. I just got rid of every single thing. You couldn't imagine the amount of crafting tools and supplies that I had. But I started my YouTube channel and I got back into crafting, and now it's kind of brought back the joy of spending that time with my grandmother, hence the reason why I do it now. It relaxes me. Anytime I'm crafting, I think about me and my grandma crafting, our conversations we used to have, the things we used to do, and that kind of stuff. So it's really brought back the joy. I'm not crafting, I don't scrapbook, but I have figured out another way to craft that is not painful for me to do. And so paper crafting's that. I love making loaded envelopes, pocket letters. I love altering things. I love doing DIYs. I do not embroidery anymore, and I do not crochet. I was never really good at crocheting anyway, so my sister's better at that than me. It's too monotonous work for me to do. I'm not one of these people that can just do, you know, the same loop over and over and over again. So yes, anything with paper, I'm down with. Anything DIY, I'm down with. I have a whole bunch of DIY things all over my house. Most all of my decorations are DIYs. The next question is, what is your most prized craft that you have made? I don't have a favorite. I don't have a most prized craft. I mean, my scrapbooks that I have made whenever I was younger with my grandma, whenever I first got out of high school and I first started my family, those are my most favorite things. And yes, I still do have them, but I don't scrapbook anymore because I'm glad I done it whenever I did as a child, but I just can't bring myself to scrapbook anymore. So I guess those are my most prized. They are by far less advanced than what I do these days because I was so young whenever, I mean, it was like, 15, 16, 17 years ago whenever I started scrapbooking. And so they're not as great as, back then I thought they were amazing, but they're not as great as what I know I could do now because I have more experience, obviously. But you'll never get me to part with them. They are in a chest that is under my bed that I keep my favorite things in, which mostly are all from her, so there you go. Let's see, are you a hoarder or do you purge? If you're a hoarder, what do you hoard? I wouldn't say that I'm a hoarder per se. I will get certain things and I will hold on to them for just a little bit, and then in my mind I'm like, I feel guilty for holding on to those, especially things like embellishments that people have made me, bows, paper flowers. Like, I want to hold on to them, and then like a couple months goes by and then I'm like, okay, I should probably...
Mom.
Interrupted. Interrupted by the boy. Can you say hi?
Hi.
What's your name?
Liam.
Liam. Okay. Can you go see Daddy now?
Maybe.
Huh?
No.
You need to.
No. Dad, you here? I want Mommy hug.
Okay, you give me a hug. Love you. Bye now.
Cha cha cha.
See ya.
Cha cha cha. Cha cha.
Be a good boy. I'm almost done. I'll come see you in just a minute.
Cha cha.
Sorry about the interruption, guys. Meet Liam. He's the baby. Where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, hoarding. I don't hoard. I will hoard it for a month or two, and then I feel guilty about not using the things people send me. So then I get that stuff out, and I craft my little heart out and give it back to the next project. So no, I don't hoard. And I don't really I mean, I guess that's purging. I don't know. I kind of hoard and then purge. So it's like a 50-50. Do you do any monthly stamp kits or clubs? Who, when, why them? I don't. I find that, I don't know why I don't. I have a problem like online shopping, period. I don't like, not knowing what I'm getting. It's a problem for me. I don't like not being able to pick out what I'm getting, and my money is very valuable to me. So I just don't participate in those kinds of things because I don't want to feel like, oh, I've paid $20 for this monthly club, and then they send me something that I don't like or won't use, and then it kind of just hangs out. So the answer to that is no. Now, if I find a club or a kit program that allows me to pick what I want, say you spend you $20 a month and then you can go on there and pick $20 worth of stuff, then that I might consider doing. But I haven't seen one of those yet. If anybody out there knows one that allows that to happen, then let me know. What is your craft style? Do you use a signature element in your projects? I don't have a craft style, I wouldn't say. I try to, every time I've tried to sit down and design something that is a certain genre of crafting, whether it be vintage or shabby chic or whatever the case may be, I find myself getting frustrated. And so I just don't put myself in a box. I just sit down and I literally craft whatever comes to me. I'll sit here with a whole bunch of stuff and I'll have it on my desk here, and I'll just start picking up pieces and putting them here. Sometimes the project turns out to be more shabby chic. Sometimes it turns out to be more vintage or whatever the case may be. My main priority in crafting is literally just to put a smile on your face. So as long as my project does that for you, then that's all I need. That's all the justification that I need. That's why I craft, is to I like bright, bold colors, but I also like simple and plain things. So if I am sending something to somebody, when they open it, I immediately want them just to be smiling. Now, most of the time, I don't get that gratification because most people don't open the package. I don't see their face. But through the way that they speak and, whether they're laughing or the different tones in people's voices, whether or not they're happy with what you made them, if it's made them happy or not. So for me, that's all that matters to me, is if it puts a smile on your face. And as far as the signature element of my projects, I really don't. I try and love to use buttons. I love to use doilies. I love to use wooden pieces. So a lot of my projects have those things on it. I also use stars in a lot of projects. As far as like little wood stars and clips and things like that. But I don't always say, oh, let me grab a button and put it on that project. I don't have a signature piece. I'm sure that when people get my projects, they know it come from me just by the way that I piece things together. But I wouldn't say that I use one element in every single project. Do you have a dream craft space? Do you have your dream craft space? If not, what would it look like? I'm here to tell you that whenever I build my house, I don't have my dream craft space now. As you can see, I'm sitting in here. This is my bedroom I'm in. I have this wall that's in front of me here that is got shelves and stuff running up of it, and I have a little section over here on the other side that's got storage things in it. But whenever I build my house, or we buy one, whichever one comes first, I will be having my own craft room, and it will be amazing. And I do have a vision of what it is, and it is nothing but floor to ceiling, storage places, little nooks, little crannies. I like things to have their own specific spot, and so I would make the whole room nothing but shelving and a desk that goes all the way around, at least 3/4 of the way the room, so that I can have plenty of space to have whatever I got going on. Next question is, and my craft space will be pink and green, by the way. Maybe some hint of grays. Next question, number 10. Do you craft with music or TV? What do you listen to or watch? It depends on what's going on. If I'm crafting for somebody specifically, then I will put their YouTube channel on, hit autoplay, and watch every single one of their videos until I'm done crafting. If I'm just sitting here putting embellishments together for no particular reason, then I will watch ID Discovery. I know that's weird. It's very rare that I listen to music, but that's because I have to be able to hear my children, and so I tend to be one of those cranking up the volume on the radio. So if I do that, then I won't be able to hear my kids, and then that's bad because they are all boys and they fight and they will kill each other. So it's either YouTube, whoever I'm working on, I watch their YouTube, or it's ID Discovery on the TV. ID Discovery is all I watch, by the way. I don't watch anything else but The Voice. Next question. If you were a Disney princess, who would you be? I honestly don't have an answer for this one because I've never been a Disney princess. Even as a child, I wasn't interested in the princesses. And then I have 3 boys, so I'm definitely not interested in the princesses. I'm not really a princess myself. There was a time when I was younger where I was kind of preppy, but I would never consider myself like really princessy. But I guess if I had to pick one, it might be like, I don't even know. I can't even tell you which all of the princesses or not. I would go with Ariel, because I like the beach, but that's the only reason why, is because she lives in the ocean. What is your favorite animal? My favorite animal is, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I like foxes. Not in person, but like pictures of foxes. And I also really enjoy hummingbirds. What is your guilty pleasure? I'm not sure what that means as far as guilty. I don't feel guilty too much about anything. I don't eat chocolate. And I love Slim Jims, so if it has to be like something like that, I would say Slim Jims or chips and dip. But I don't feel guilty about those things, so I wouldn't say that I have a guilty pleasure, because I just don't do things that I feel guilty about. That might be weird, right? I don't know. I don't know if that's weird or not. I work really hard, and I just feel like whatever it is that I would like to have, I just have it. And I don't feel guilty about it at all. What do you like to collect? I don't really have a collection of sorts. When people send me skeleton keys, I keep all of those. I don't ever get rid of any of them. I can't bring myself to. It reminds me of my grandma. So I don't like to get rid of those things. Not saying that there won't come a point in time where I wouldn't get rid of them. So if you consider that a collection, I have kept every single skeleton key piece that anybody has ever sent me, as far as like the actual like little metal skeleton keys and little charms and stuff like that. I've never gotten rid of a single one of those. I used to, whenever I was younger, collect dolphins, but I don't really do that anymore. I like dolphins. I still like them. I just don't collect them anymore. I've kind of gotten over that little bit. So I wouldn't say that I really have a collection of things of sorts. I like doilies. Whenever I see doilies, I buy them. And I like primitive American things. So like, I'm very patriotic. I know it probably doesn't appear that I am, but I love our country, and I like patriotic things. So when I find them, I do tend to hold on to them. I will, share them and give them away and craft with them and stuff like that. But other than that, I don't really hold on to too much. I like to share. And then the last question is coffee or tea. I like them both equally. I'm one of those people who have to be in the mood for both coffee and tea if it's hot. Coffee and tea, because I don't like things that, I don't know, whenever I'm taking a drink of something, I find it weird for it to be hot because it shouldn't be. I don't know if that makes any sense. So it's like eating something that's supposed to be sweet but sour. To me, it's weird. So if it is iced coffee, I'm more of an iced coffee drinker than I am a hot coffee drinker. And I'm more of an iced tea drinker than I am a hot tea drinker. I grew up in the country, and where we grow up, sweet tea and sun tea is all you ever need on a warm summer day. So in the summertime, I will more than likely drink sweet tea. And in the wintertime, I will more than likely be drinking iced coffee, if that makes any sense. And I do drink coffee, hot coffee, from time to time, but I have to be in a specific mood for it. I don't drink hot chocolate, A, because I don't like chocolate, and B, because it's hot. I don't know why that's weird to me, but it's just weird to me. I think anything that you're drinking should be quenching your thirst, so it should be cold. You know what I mean? Anyway, that is all the questions that I needed to answer. I hope that gave you a little bit of an insight on me, as strange as I may be. But that is that. And this will be for Carolyn. Hey girl. This is her hashtag crafting happens. I will have a link to her channel in the description bar below. If you would please go over and check it out. If you're interested in joining her challenge, please do so. And I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Alright guys, we'll see you in the next video. Bye!